I am here now with Rohit Tandon, HP, first time on the stage at G6 Asia. Pleasure to have you here today.
Thanks for having me here.
Hope you enjoyed the session. A lively debate.
It was pretty interesting.
It was, indeed. We spent a huge amount of time on the age-old shared services, outsourcing, should you, shouldn't you.
Right.
And I think you have quite a strong view, based on our conversation into this interview room, about whether that conversation is really done and dusted now. Tell the viewers, what's your thoughts here?
So, very clearly, I've been in the outsourcing industry for a long time. And I started off in a captive, went to outsourcing, back to captive again. And I'm surprised that we still continue to have a debate.
Aren't you, Rohit?
I'm bored of it.
You're bored of the topic.
We have to move on.
We do.
We're talking about hybrid, we're talking about, the lines have just disappeared. It doesn't matter as long as you find the right value and the right skills in the right country. It doesn't matter.
So what does matter today? Because obviously we talked about innovation till the cows came home. You made an interesting comment about the iPad and everything being compared to it, which I think is a fair cop in today's industry. And you also said it's about giving more bang for the buck to the client,
Right.
which I think is a given. ROI obviously has to be there. But what do you really mean by that? So when you say that's what it's all about, how do you think people are really expressing that? What is the way that you can measure it?
So very clear from our perspective is 3 measures of success. 1, how much are you adding to the top line of the company? How much are you contributing to the bottom line? Or 3rd, how much of cash are you releasing for the company?
So money.
That's what it is from a
all about
ROI.
Innovation in terms of importance in your view?
Well, innovation could play to it. A simple cut, copy, paste or a best practice sharing could contribute to it. And I can tell you the CEOs don't care where it's coming from, as long as it's hitting the right metrics on their P&Ls and it's making them look good on the market.
But you agree it's possible, innovation? Nobody on the stage today said, no, actually, Deborah, you're right, we can't get innovation. You believe there are examples out there of really new, innovative things?
Absolutely. We just we refuse to accept them as innovations because, like I said, we keep looking for the iPad. But just like Toyota launched a hybrid car, it's innovation, right? Well, it looks the same.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here and now. Give me an example of innovation, something you've seen, which you think, actually, yeah, it's pretty new.
Sure. So just imagine a situation where over the last 10 odd years, lots of systems have been put in place in, let's say, an area like warranty management at HP. And a lot of data has got generated, captured. Nobody's actually gone back and looked at the data and tried to get something intelligent out of it, right? What happens? We sit down as a team sitting in an offshore center and say, here's a huge bunch of data that is being generated. Let's see what insights we can get. And we pull that up, throw a little bit of our business knowledge behind it, and go back to the business and say, you know what? We probably can save $20 to $25 million a year in this space. And I'm just giving you numbers. They're not real numbers. We can save $20, $25 million of warranty spend that we have if we make these 3 changes.
So give me a specific. I'm looking for detail because I know our viewers and our members, that's what counts for them. They want real examples. You don't need to name names.
Sure.
I can tell you, for example, a major retailer I once had this conversation with told me that they realised that shaving a certain number of seconds off at every till point time through their analytics analysis actually related to money back on the bottom line for them. And they've done that analytical process. What sort of examples are you seeing in real life of how we can take that data, turn it into something real, valuable, profitable for the company?
So I won't be able to share too much detail on the warranty piece, but clearly on a sales force effectiveness area, traditionally we've seen that we deploy our sales force. As somebody gets more senior, you give the person more and more of a territory. And we expect a higher throughput in terms of revenues or sales or contracts coming in. What we've done using data is actually shown that that might not be the case. And there is a glass ceiling that salespeople hit. Beyond that point, the return on every additional client or territory that we give them is just not there. And we've proven through data that you can actually put fresh salespeople out there and you'll still get much more out of that territory. That's innovation. That's a different way of deploying the sales force rather than the traditional way of just growing the existing salespeople.
Analytics is everywhere right now. It's got to be the buzzword of 2011, and I suspect 2012. Data, data, data. We're hearing it from captives, we're hearing it from hybrids, from outsourced clients.
Right.
Everyone is talking to us about what more can they get out of their data. You talked about scale, depth, and breadth. You explain what you meant by scale, and you explain what you meant by depth. Breadth, where are we going with that? Is that where data fits into this? Is that an example?
It is, actually. When you look at how we've moved in the corporate sector for the last 15 to 20 years, we've had a scenario where IT was really small I, information technology. It was a small I and a capital T. Focus was on technology. We're now at a stage where it is a capital I and small t. Focus is on information. All the technology investments are there, the data is there. Now we need to figure out how do we do a wider set of activity with that data. How do we get more insight with that? Whether it be in the traditional areas like marketing, where we are prone to using data, or sales or supply chain. It's just expanding the possibilities every day with more and more data that's being generated and captured out there.
I love that. Wise words. So remember, folks, it's a capital I, and for goodness sake, let's move away from this shared services or outsourcing conversation. We're all bored.
It is boring.
It's been great having you here, though. A lot of fun. Thank you, Rohit.
Thank you. Appreciate it.